time.
First time. Do 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 do. Hello, everybody. I am DJ Val. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I am with the real deal Olive, and she is wearing olive green today.
No, it's not. I'm not wearing olive green.
What color is it?
If you're
then?
being specific with colors,
What color is it then?
it's actually forest green. This is not olive
It looks
green.
olive green on the camera.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome to What's on Your Mind with the ever
Green olive.
I was gonna say the ever comedic, ever light-hearted, light-mooded or mode DJ Val in his French mode today.
C'est magnifique,
So
mon ami.
He will be Monsieur Valentine today.
Monsieur Valentino.
So that's no Monsieur Valentine. It's French. You're in French,
Monsieur
right? Get it right.
Valentine.
Mhm.
Valentine.
How are you all? How have you been, DJ Val?
The French people.
Or Monsieur Valentine, have you
Très
been?
bien, merci. Très bien, très
Oh,
bien.
very good. Bon, mon ami.
Bon, très bien, merci.
How are you all, mon amis?
Can't put plural on it.
Literally, I'm putting the S on it. How are you all? Hope you're all good and you're très bien, like Monsieur Valentine here with me.
Remember, you know what? When you said that, right, and you put a plural on it, there was an article. I test anyone's memory on this. Years ago, the Sun put an article out, and they're trying the Sun.
Some of us didn't read papers
It
like
was.
that.
Come on, everybody had the Sun around. And to be honest, it wasn't that I was reading it. They were doing it on like, you know, when they used to review the papers.
Okay.
And, you know, it was like, let's slate the Sun a bit. So they said, look, this thing, they were complaining about something to do with Europe. And they said something like, the seniors are getting it all mixed up again. So the girl that was in it said, well, the interesting thing is there's no such word as seniors. They've just made it a plural so that it makes a catchy headline. So it just stuck in my mind. I just thought it was...
And so now I've made mon amis.
Yes, you've made mon amis as well. So.
AMIES plurals. Forgive me, my French
There you
compadres,
go.
but it just came out.
Mhm.
How are you all? Hope you're good and hope the lurgies are away from you. Many people have been sick this week, gone. Yeah, well, you've been good, but many others out there. So if you're not feeling well, the kids are not feeling well, or please, our get well wishes go out to you.
Yeah.
And our international greeting for today is
Bula.
You like this Bula?
That's the only one I remember.
Because it's so where's Bula from?
Bula is from Fiji.
Okay. All right.
And
so,
it reminds me of Abula.
oh dear. Oh, so we're gonna talk greeting for today, and we're gonna go to some explanations and disclaimers very quickly. Greeting for today is all the way from Europe. A lot of people are making little weekend breaks, and I just thought I'll pull one from Europe. Last week we went to Sri Lanka, and it was Ayuban and Vanakam. Today is Greek is Yasu. Simple.
Oh yeah, Yasu. I know that one. Yeah.
Yasu, if you're talking to a person, hello.
Yeah.
And if you're talking to a group of people, Yasa.
Oh,
If you're
okay.
a group
I
of
just know
people,
Yasu.
so good. Yasa, my good people of the What's in Your Mind community. Yasa, how are you? Hello, hope you're doing good.
Yasu.
So quick disclaimer and explanation.
Disclaimer. First
of all, I want to say thank you to the live chat last week was completely off the rock. Answers on a postcard. Thank you so much. You guys were so engaging. The show, thank you for all your compliments. And because you guys paid attention, the conversations I'm told were going around my necklace. I've worn one that is more visible so you can see it.
Oh, what
I
do they
know
say about
the
your
mic
necklace?
tends to get in the way sometimes, but I do like my little jewelry, because with a simple outfit, a nice piece can just brighten up, just like with
no
the
jewelry
scarves.
on for me today.
And no jewelry. It's on the Tuesday show that he pulls out his corals and his beads. He does like his jewelry as well in that
I
sense.
love my jewelry. Yes, I do.
So thank you all so much. And the question was, I threw in a dish that I had not explained what it meant. I said next to abula and pounded yam. Pounded yam, you all know. Pounded yam is the Nigerian version of the fufu, which is a more generic African a dish. Fufu is a very generic African one, but pounded yam is the Nigerian version of fufu. But now abula on the other end is another kind. Abula is the entire dish itself. But that dish is made up of a green vegetable that is blended and seasoned and cooked, and another sauce that is made out of beans, blended again, seasoned again and cooked, with some assortment of meat stew. The western part of Nigeria, they love their stews, all stews made out of tomatoes. Now with this combination, it's a 3-in-1 combination, then it's topped onto another kind of fufu, but this fufu is made from the skin of the yam, which is called amala. That whole dish put together, the beans, which is called gbegiri, it's a very, very West Nigerian dish. So even amongst West Nigerians, they refer to it, western part of Nigeria, they refer to it as different things. But generally, it's accepted to call that whole dish abula. It's a 3-in-1. So 3 sauces topped over it, unlike some other places where you just have, maybe with the kenke, the Ghanaians will have the kenke with a simple tomato sauce and fish.
All this talk
This
of
one is loaded. So that's what that dish is. Explanation, because I was told they were, over that.
There was a few questions about what it was.
I'm really sorry. Sometimes
Some people,
I just throw out these things and I in my head I'm just still racing and forgetting that not everybody is. Some people I need to explain. I beg your pardon on that, but that's my little explanation.
I like
very, very quickly, let's go to your part of the show. One of my favorite elements, favorite part. So let's start with applause, please. To introduce and applause to close. Mr. Frank says, Olive explaining generational gaps in families during weddings was so true. I've seen that happen a lot. Thank you so much for your live contribution and your post-show comment. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank. Yes, and now, like, you get to a certain age when they're transitioning from one phase to the other, all of that shows up. Moving on to Mr. Kunle and Atinuke Roberts. Conflict is tough, but I love how the show reminded us it can actually lead to growth if handled well. Very true. It's tough. Unity is tough. Conflict is also tough. So pick your tough. Mark Weller, good to have you in the building, sir. Hearing about the Morocco protests made me think about priorities in leadership. Thanks for shedding light on this. We touched on that when we talked about the news and how some of our leaders, how much integrity is, they lack anyway. So, but it's true, they just lack it. But hell, they're the leaders. So
hold on.
Yes, they'd rather spend money on what doesn't benefit. So sometimes you wonder who are they serving? Is it the world at large they're serving, or their constituents, their members? Moving on. Thank you for that, Mr. Weller. Moving on to Bumi, my girl. The conversation about forgiveness, taking time, really hit home. Healing is a process, not a destination. It's a process. Well done. And if you're going through that, we pray that the Lord will give you the peace, will give you the wisdom, and above all, the spiritual maturity to handle it in a way that preserves your peace as well. Mr. Perry, good to have you in the house. Love the Sri Lankan greeting segment. So cool.
That name always makes me laugh, Tyler Perry.
Cultures.
Whoever you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the Perry that we know. It's not the other
not
one.
Anybody. Obviously, the person felt that would be a great
name.
pseudo name for online stuff.
Yes. And
or she.
Whichever one. It's a good name. Yes, and I hope you like the greetings for today. Yasu to you, hello, and Yasa to your group of friends. Moving on to Beckett. Beckett says, the reminder from James 4 about conflict starting within was so powerful. Definitely something to reflect on. Yes. Always think, why am I reacting to this? A lot
of comments this week.
Oh, yes. Thank you all so much.
You got extra ones as
coming.
well.
I've got extra. Keep them coming. We will talk about the internal struggle a bit more today. Mr. Darren, I really appreciated the way Olive and DJ Val broke down family conflict today. It felt real and practical. We hope that is how it is for you, and that the tips that when we talk to you, we talk to ourselves as well. We're learning together, and we hope we're the same desire we have for ourselves, that we get better at these things, the same desire we have for you as well, that we all get better at it. This one's coming from my godmother. She goes, this is coming from Aura. That was brilliant. I like the topic of today, as all listeners can relate to it one way or another. God bless and continue his anointing on both of you. God bless you tons, and love to the family. Remain ever in God's love. And then,
how come she didn't put that on YouTube now? We've fixed that problem.
I think, am I mixing it up? There's another one. I'm sorry. I think I'm mixing them up. I'm always blessed when I'm not committed. This is from my godmother. I'm always blessed when I'm not committed on a Saturday morning. So she tends to have some community or church programs on Saturday mornings, and I can join your program. You are brilliant. May the grace of God continue with you both. In Jesus' glorious and victorious name. Now, my this is from my godmother, Auntie Ukera. She prays. She would, after every show, she would send us a prayer. She will always, Auntie, if you're logged in today, she went to, where'd she go to? She went to, oh my goodness, she went to Europe for a wedding. I haven't got my pictures yet, Auntie. I asked for pictures, please. And it was Auntie's birthday on Friday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yep. So please, I want pictures. And she then, now after her message, my god sister now sends me another message and says, I'm with mom this weekend and she's listening to your show right now. And, as you're giving shout out, my sister says, mom always listens to your show. And she reminds me of other things, a bit more family related stuff. Thank you so much for all your comments. Applause for them, please. Thank you. We are, again, I always say when we started the show, we didn't know that it would turn out to be the family that it is now. Alistair started it with his dad as something to keep him occupied during lockdown. But ultimately, when you lean on just serving God's people, it's only a matter of time. People will get blessed. So whenever I read this comment, I'm utterly humbled and grateful that in our little way, we're able to stir some of these convictions in you that you would also pass on. And for us now is about legacy. What do we leave for our children? What do we leave to the generations after us? And thank you so much. We've got so much to talk about today. I'm going to try not to rush like I promised you. Wherever we stop, we will stop. Thank you so much. DJ Val, you good?
I'm fantastic.
You're good. So I just have one piece of national news, and you sparked that because during the week
sorry,
it's okay.
Round of applause
for you. Yeah. So during the week, I'm there just minding my business, and he's go, "Oh, did you see the harvest moon?" I was like, what is a harvest moon? And he went out to go and see it. I, of course, regretted not going out. I was so tired.
It was huge.
He went out to see it.
Super moon.
Yeah. So, yes, that's what it's either called harvest moon or super moon. So I thought I'd ask you all, did you catch that during the week? What day of the week was it again?
Like Monday or Tuesday.
Tuesday. It was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
It was huge. It really was like you could pull it out from the sky.
Now, I hear some of you say, what's a super moon? These people have come again. What's a super moon? It's when the moon's orbit. So the moon's orbit around the sun is not circular, but it's elliptical, meaning that the distance between the two vary throughout the year. If the moon is full at its closest point to the earth, called the perigee, or within 90% of its closest point, it's then referred to as a super moon, which was coined by who? Do you know who was coined by?
Galileo.
No, actually, good try. An astrologer called Richard. No, you know me, I'm going to do a bit of digging in history there. So did you catch it? Tell us. Where were you as well? Were you driving? Were you at home? Where were you? But this man came down, opened up the door, said he's going to catch the super moon.
I got to do this.
Okay.
Super moon.
And also, so on the, I was listening to...
You say it as well.
Harvest moon, super moon.
Yeah, there you go.
Moving on from super moon is the season for super flu, super cold, and the
super bugs.
Yes, they're all here. And the one nobody wants to hear of is COVID. It's out again. People are testing positive again for COVID. So I was listening to BBC Morning, and this Dr. Oscar Duke, hello, just after no issues with plagiarism, this is what he said. Listening to him on BBC Morning, he said that the symptoms between the cold, the flu, and COVID in this season are similar. And he tried to distinguish it for us laymen. And he said the cold symptoms will appear gradually, mostly affecting your nose, throat, early sign pressure in your ears, and chesty mucus cough. The flu comes on suddenly, he says. You feel wiped out, you've got fever, muscles ache, you're exhausted, you need bed rest, and the cough tends to be dry. Now with COVID, it's almost similar to flu symptoms, but we've got the others: loss of taste, diarrhea, tummy upsets. And so, of course, the many other symptoms between cold, flu are more serious when it comes to if you've got pre-existing health conditions, as in with COVID and all of that. But on the back of that, I then read this was Sky headlines that the eligibility for the COVID vaccine has changed. So people are receiving text messages, come and get your booster, come and get your this, come and get your that. When they then go to either the clinic or the centers or the hospitals to get the shots, they're being told that they're not eligible for it. So the criteria has changed, but people haven't been notified, system hasn't been updated, so they end up maybe just offering them a flu jab. But meanwhile, they were notified for, and that's caused a lot of anger, a lot of violent reaction. People have taken time off work or taken time out of their busy schedules to go and get this meet this appointment, and then when they get there, they're met with this. Have you had that? Hope you haven't.
No.
Because most people are not taking the jab.
Thank you very much.
But anyhow, there are those who are.
Mm-hmm.
So last week, so that's it for me from the news. I will have a seasoned vegetable or fruit of the month next week, not today. So let's go deep into, let's go back into our conversation of...
I'm sorry, that's just not, I'm sorry, it's just nonsense.
But people are reacting. NHS staff are being verbally abused as a result of it. People are angry. Why didn't you tell me I'm not eligible for this? You said
no. I'm not saying not eligible. It's just this is a cold. This is a flu. This is COVID. They're all the same symptoms.
No, they're similar. They're not the same, darling.
Oh dear, I'm
similar.
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
They're similar because if you have different people showing up at work with different symptoms, it's worthwhile knowing, because sometimes where I sit, I have to kind of...
Are they mutually exclusive if you showing one thing?
Yeah, but it's easy. Me knowing it helps me always identify how severe this could be and how I guide my staff members. It does. And that's why I look out for these things. And I'm usually seldom not wrong when I go, listen, that's a bit more serious. You need to go and see a pharmacist or go to the GP or something. Or listen, that's a bit more this. Do you understand? So far.
Okay.
So far. Yeah, because for me, I'm very, very weary of... Anyway, moving on back to the conversation of conflict resolution.
That's another way to resolve conflict, isn't it?
Just knock them out, right? That's it. Finish it once and for all. I'm done with this. Oh, well, people have done it that way. Let's take it outside. Do you understand?
Yeah.
People have done it it's called brawling, isn't it?
I've done it before. It's got a disagreement. Let's go outside.
But in the context of family, would you do it the family that way?
What,
We're
punch?
still talking
No,
of family.
I'm just saying in general, there's been times where probably when you're younger, you say, disagreement, all right, we go and...
That's a way of resolving it.
It's a
but
way
that's
of resolving. Yeah.
that's peer conflict.
Or some people go in the ring, they do like proper boxing.
Mm-hmm.
They go in and they do like proper...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they resolve the conflict. Whoever wins, right?
Yeah, whoever wins.
Yeah, but that's peer conflict. So in the context of the family, would you consider punching them out?
Sometimes it feels like you should, but anyway.
Can you guys hear Elder Valentine?
You see, anytime there's a problem, the title then, before it was, DJ Val, what did you think about this? DJ Val, how are you? Then I say something a little bit, Elder Valentine.
I tell you.
It's just like when your son calls you Sister Olive. Can you tell Sister Olive I'm not doing it today? I'm going out.
When I've done something that he thinks I should know better, his resort, he wouldn't call me mum. He'll just go, Sister Olive. And for Christine, it's usually she go, mother. She'll go, mother, not mum.
Yeah.
Anyhow, back to conflict. So we defined conflict last week.
Yep, I was told I did a great job by Auntie Lena.
You did a great job. Auntie Lena, good morning. If you're on the live chat, keep it coming. And everybody who's already on, good morning. Thank you. Carry on. And we talked about how conflicts arise in family, and your comments reflected your feedback on that. And so today we wanted to talk about the impact conflict within the family. So this is still conflict within the family we're dealing with. Loved ones we're still dealing with. And we talked about how it arises, and we closed off with the scripture from James 4. So today I'd like us to talk about the impact this can have on our mind, our mental well-being, and our spiritual well-being. They're interlinked. They don't usually speak to each other. One has to respond to the other. What your mind knows, what your brain knows, it's very different from what your spirit needs. So they're not always synchronizing. So it's important to do the work to make sure that they're speaking to each other, they're aligning with each other for good success. Unresolved family conflict can lead us to a lot of anxiety, immeasurable stress, or even depression. Say, for instance, I hear circumstances where a couple have disagreed, and so they resort to bearing grudges, and that grudge is displayed in their cold treatment of one another. They're not speaking to each other. They don't acknowledge each other. Now, for a short time, that may be okay sometimes for people to cool off. But when that kind of goes into an unhealthy season, for some people, that's a no-no. They would never be in that situation. But where that happens, it leads to that sort of anxiety and depression. And some people, it goes on long enough, it becomes tantamount to emotional abuse. Yeah, it does. Then you have the loss of self-esteem because one party no longer quite know where they belong, or one party or one person feels very insecure because there isn't that synergy happening. And in a relationship where the affairs, the heartstrings, love is the bond, and that synergy is broken, there then becomes the fear or the threat or the loss of a sense of security. Is that loss of the sense of security that triggers that loss of self-esteem. Emotional withdrawal, we touched on that. And you withdraw long enough, some people's response become almost cold and aggressive. Who moved my AirPods? Who moved my charger? But perhaps there's only 2 members of the family. Maybe it's a small family. So,
it's a very small family.
Why is the question who? It can be directed at either,
who ate my chicken?
Yes, who ate my chicken?
I left that chicken in the fridge. It was my leftover. I've come back. The chicken's gone.
I want it now. But you're not talking to anybody in particular, but you're venting. So that aggression comes out because it's all bottled up, pent up energy, and because there's tension in the air, that presents itself. And this goes on long enough, it begins to affect some people's sleep, I hear. They're not sleeping because they're second guessing themselves, they're thinking, and with a loss of sleep, we know our wonderful pharmacist, Mr. Tunde, told us how sleep is connected to our general mental
well-being
and
health.
physical well-being. The lack of sleep is the first indicator that something else, or when there's an illness, we first look at what's your sleep pattern like. He's told us that. And so when these things begin to affect that, of course, we then have physiological problems. On the spiritual side of it, this can cause, all of this put together we've mentioned, can cause a disconnection from your sense of peace.
That peace of God that passes all understanding ain't there.
It's a disconnect. Like I said, there isn't the synergy is not there anymore. So because that is not there emotionally, it begins, of course, as it is in the spirit, so it is in the natural. Then before you know it, that then begins to present itself in resentment. One party begins to resent the other, or one party begins to feel guilty over one thing or the other. You hear stories where mothers will say to their children, oh, your dad is coming, please, just behave yourself. Let me just get through one evening with no problems. That's guilt, because you don't know.
Fear, no?
Or fear, that's it.
Yeah.
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Don't want to set him off.
Don't want to set him off. That's all those unresolved. And this then leads to a distancing from your values or your faith.
Going back to the pillars again.
That's it. Going back to this is all interconnected. And when these things are present in the family, notice it feels like you're stuck in a rut, like some people will put it. You're not able to move forward because you can't plan. You're not speaking. There isn't the ease to get on with life. So you're stuck. What then happens is one person begins to seek pleasure away from the other person. One person gets fed up. I'm absolutely fed up. If he doesn't want to do anything with me, I know a couple where when they wanted, as the children were growing up, she would suggest them going on social events, like going for a meal out, but that they were never inclined to it. And when the children got older, they were like, come on, let's do this. But that was never the case. So one party begins to do these things for their own sense of satisfaction away from the other person. And you do that long enough, you grow apart.
Yeah, you just grow accustomed to doing it.
Yes,
right?
you grow apart.
I was thinking of that Michael Jackson famous song.
Which one?
Too high to get over, yeah. Too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle.
And the pain is thunder. Oh my goodness, that's the lyric.
Is it?
Yeah, the pain is thunder, yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that was the lyric. I was just stuck
I'm an
in the
MJ
middle. Yeah, best of all.
You know, the pain really is, it gets like thunder, the pain. Because you're stuck in the middle. You know, so it weighs on our spirit. It blocks our ability to love freely and to grow in all that you as a family, you've agreed that you're going to grow. Kindness is big in my family. We try to be kind to one another. So when that's absent, you have to look at what are the things that are, and the harmony that you want. I'm sure most families, no one sets off wanting conflict, but it's not the conflict that's the problem. It's how are we resolving it? Are we pushing things under the carpet like one of the commenters said last week? Are we dealing with them right away? Are we dealing with them in love, in peace, in kindness? Here's what Ephesians 4:26-27 has to say. He goes, it's okay for you to be angry. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you're still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. I love that one. Do not give the devil a foothold. Because one thing I can say to you is the devil is anti against the family.
I was just thinking that statement is true almost regardless of what you believe,
Regardless. It doesn't. This is why I pulled it.
Such great sense.
You hear people, even the Dalai Lama has it as a quote. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. It's simple. Why? Because the longer you let it fester, the more dangerous it becomes to you. Don't give him a foothold. Like I said, he's against the family. Each family, a collection of families, form communities. Communities that fear the Lord will form towns and cities that fear the Lord. Towns and cities that fear the Lord will form nations and countries that fear the Lord. Think about it. Each family has a responsibility to society, to mankind, to produce individuals. But in this generation, what we're seeing is the brokenness coming from second generation, third generations. Why? Because at some point, somebody forgot what their real value system was. And children are growing up lost, not knowing, telling you, oh, they witness their parents fight every day. But my parents were Christians. My parents went to church, yet they quarreled and used harsh language on themselves daily. How do we resolve conflict in a healthy way? Psychologists say that there's a pattern that becomes, you agree what pattern is healthy between yourselves as individuals. There's something called the rules of engagement. They set the parameter. When we talked about rules of engagement in relationships, when we talked about friendship, we talked about setting boundaries, parameters as a family. This is how we will resolve conflicts.
I just thought, imagine you're a man and you're married to one of those MMA women fighters, and she says, all right, okay, what we do is we settle this in the ring. And she just, unless you're an MMA fighter, right? But she says, yeah, let's just settle it in the ring. Yeah, we'll settle it in the ring. That way, Marcus of Queensberry rules, and then you get in there and get pummeled.
But the thing about those women, they're the softest of the ring. They're so soft.
You think so? I don't know. Some of them are really vicious, man.
Okay, I hope not.
Yeah, I think it's just like, when you're used to beating people up for a living.
No, they're so soft.
And they can beat up some. They can beat up some men. I'm sure they can.
But I find that they're quite soft.
Okay.
Because in those days when I used to watch, let's not digress. A lot to cover.
No, maybe that might be a very good point. So in those days, you used to watch what, WWE?
No, not that one. The Strongest Man.
Yeah.
A lot of their partners were into those other kind of things. Either they were bodybuilders as well.
Yeah.
But when you see them supporting their partner or their spouse, they're the softest. They're
because the guy will crush them. That's what it is.
But they're just as able to tackle the man too. No. Likewise, the men, they're also quite soft, away from what they're doing. Anyway, back to what we're saying.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't matter your size, be you the man or the woman. There are rules of engagement within the family. Resolving conflict doesn't mean we avoid it. Doesn't mean we ignore it. It just means facing it with the intention to heal, not to win. I say to people in the space of counseling, do you want to be right or do you want peace in your home? They're two different things. If you want to be right, you can hold your high horses, you can stick your guns and prove yourself right, that you did the right thing. But if you want peace in your home, the intention in that resolving that crisis is to heal and not to win. And there are steps to honor, both. So the duty of care families have to each other. So sometimes I'll say to the kids, as your mother, I have a duty of care to you, that regardless of your feelings about this, maybe it's a subject they don't want to talk about, like maybe, say for instance, young Alistair doesn't like you probing into his finances now that he's making some money,
Making good money.
But I'll say to him,
man.
I have a duty of care to you as your mother, to ensure that you understand the implications of X, Y, Z. That you're saving, you're doing this, you're doing, those kind of things. They don't like those kind of conversations because it's like you're probing too much. But I have to find a way to present it. Do you understand? But in the same manner, I also want you to know that I'm your safe haven. That regardless of how difficult a situation arises, you must never, and I pray that you will never be too afraid or too ashamed to come to us as your parents. So it's that every family needs to create that environment and understanding as to how we will deal with good, bad, and ugly. And bad and ugly sometimes comes within the disagreements, within the sphere. So, bearing in mind all we've just said, pause and reflect before reacting. I'm still learning this one. Because sometimes by the time when you're in that problem, you see my head is going, I'm feeling the fire in my head, and I just want you to stop talking and let me get to it and give it to you as it is. So I'm learning. Pause, reflect before you react. Before responding in frustration, there are things our children do that are you're frustrated. Did you do the homework? You knew you had the homework. You knew you had a test. Did you do the revision? No. Or maybe you've got them younger children and they need to submit their homework, and maybe you were doing a night shift and you had spoken to them. If you finished your homework, have you put it in your bag? And the next day you get that book, the book thing they sent to them. So and so Junior did not bring his homework. But I talked to you about the homework. Did you not put it in the bag? Things like that. Little things that just cause frustration. Then the deeper things as well. But you need to show the same tenacity in the smaller matters as in also the deeper matters. Why am I feeling frustrated? In the case of a couple, why is this reaction or this comment or something, why am I feeling this way? Why is my partner's difference of opinion, why is it rubbing me off this way? There's some couples, one person is not allowed to have their own opinion. As long as you agree with either party, there is peace. But that's not completely true, because we're all different individuals and entitled to our own opinions. And sometimes those opinions can differ, but sometimes in that difference, it creates conflict.
Yeah, sometimes people agree just to keep the status quo.
Yeah, you just agree to, my husband does it very well. There are things I'm like, like, why didn't you? He goes, he doesn't even explain. He just goes, He doesn't even respond. He would just sort of gesture, or he would go, and because he's responding that way, I can't go any further.
Here's a juicy point that works wherever you go. I learned that trick. It works wherever you are.
Which one?
Anyway, you might be.
The same response.
Oh yeah, that thing is brilliant.
Even with your line manager, when we talk about,
it works like a treat at work.
Conflict in the workplace, we'll touch on these as well.
Here's a favorite line of mine. Really?
No, the really one doesn't get me anymore. I'm like, yeah, really.
No, it all depends on how you say it and when you say it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, really.
You see, there you go. There you go. Well, that
so
one works.
Responding, as DJ Val is telling, or DJ Valentini is telling us, that responding from a calm place gives the conversation a better chance to succeed.
Yeah, why not?
In his case, sometimes there isn't a conversation. He just knows that his wife will just be quiet. But sometimes I want a conversation, and sometimes it's constructive. Next step, next tip, communicate with compassion and honesty. This works on all levels. Relatives, mums, dads, whoever, in-laws, whoever, in that dynamic, compassion and honesty. Don't lie about it.
With your really. Oh, really?
Yeah, don't lie about it. Mean it.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Mean it. And mean how I mean it.
Sorry.
So if you're the person who is, don't mind him.
I taught them that at work, I'm serious. One of my friends at work, She goes, well, I goes, you say the really thing. She goes, what's that? She goes, whenever she goes, well, and then, oh, really? And she said she tried it and it works.
I give up.
It works. It really does. It just, because you just want to move on sometimes from things and just.
But that really is not an apology, is it?
No, it's not. It's just a clever maneuvering trick that, one use. No, I shouldn't have said that. I won't be able to use it anymore. Oh, no.
Yes, you've revealed your trade secrets. So use I statements like, instead of the blaming game where there's no one to blame, but yet someone needs to blame someone else to feel better about themselves. I feel hurt when you use the word really.
You don't even notice when I'm doing it.
You think?
No. It's now you're now going to start. You're now going to start analyzing it now.
Hurt. I feel hurt when you go.
Look.
But really, I don't, because But on a more serious note, seriously.
You know where I learned that from? Should I tell you the truth?
No, stop talking about really. Let's move on.
No. It was that thing. You're gonna laugh, right? I've got to tell you.
No, I'm not going to laugh.
You are gonna laugh, right?
Okay.
When I tell you where I heard
Try
this.
me.
Joey in Friends. Whenever they accuse him of anything, he'll go.
He'll go. Yeah. Really, I remember.
He'll go like.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Joey.
So I'm not laughing because I know Joey.
You're laughing.
No.
You're laughing. I can see you laughing. I guess she's laughing.
Oh, you're digressing severely. Moving on. I will not. Let me use the I statement in this situation.
Okay.
I will not get offended in this depth of digression on your part.
Really?
Guys, pardon us, forgive us. So, use I statements. Like, I need more support with this. I need more support. So some people have stronger suits or stronger skills. Some people have soft skills. Some people have hard skills. So it stacks time, and we need to do paperwork, and one party is stressing over it. If you're well suited to do those sort of admin tasks, take it on and do it. Don't watch your partner suffer in silence. And if you're, the chores in the house, who's better at what, even if you've agreed it, but who does it better, and just it's one of those things. So, and don't be afraid or don't get offended when then you're asked or called upon for support. Could you help me with this? Could you help me with that? Some women can change their car tire, do this. But if they've got a man that can do it, they want the man to do it. So don't watch her doing it because, she can do it. No, that's the compassion there. I will help you with that. But so when it's being asked of you, don't get offended. I struggle to understand when you don't understand that this is a problem. Or I struggle to comprehend why you get upset in the face of these day-to-day things. Do you understand? Say, for instance, we go back to the story about the person who forgot to pick up the child and doesn't understand why the person who had to eventually pick up the child is upset to the one who was meant to do it. So the response would be, I struggle to understand why you're upset, that I'm upset that you forgot to pick up our child. Do you see what I mean? As opposed to, you forgot the child, you da-da-da-da-da, you da-da-da-da. So the language shifts from blame to, let's understand this. Why?
Okay.
Listen to understand. I remember there was a time I'll be listening to respond. There's a difference.
Or not listening.
Or not listening at all. Listening to.
I'm going to wait till you finish.
Just wait till you finish. So
land my sucker punch.
There are people like that. It doesn't matter what you say. As you're talking, they're just waiting for them.
Waiting. Have you finished? Oh, that thing gets on my nerves.
Oh my
Have you finished
Can I talk now?
Yeah. Have you finished? Then you say, no, I'm still. And then they go quiet again, which means that they're not listening at all.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
So letting the other person speak, even if you disagree, It's okay, but listen as you let them speak. Listen with the mind of resolution. Listen with the mind of hearing them. You know, sometimes even if I don't understand the situation, okay, I hear you, but I don't understand it. But at least all I can do is acknowledge that this person's feelings are valid, or however I've come across has truly hurt this person. You know, being heard is a powerful first step towards healing. There's an incident. I don't know if I can share this, quite personal.
What about Firebird Roast not being done?
Someone called me and utterly accused me of something I was not aware of having done to them.
Oh dear.
Utterly. I was so... the accusation was so deep that I just broke down and started crying. Because I couldn't even fathom it. I could not fathom it. I don't think the person watches the show, because in that accusation, they said to me, that's why I don't watch anything you're involved in.
Oh, wow.
It was that deep. And this is somebody I respected. I really, you know, I truly... The woman, we weren't buddies. The person was much older than me anyway to start with. So there was respect there as well. But that accusation, I was like, wow.
Their loss.
Wow. When this was supposed to have happened, I had no clue what this... I just took a deep breath. And it was a good thing that I was crying. And because it was over the phone, clearly they couldn't work out that I was crying. So I just said, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I hear you. It was never my intention to cause this degree of offense. And this person apparently had been upset by this for so long. So they needed to let me know, to kind of set themselves free. And I just thought, after, you know, as I pondered it as the weeks went along, I thought, wow, you've held yourself in a bondage of an offense that I wasn't even aware of. And so this is why it's important to be clear on these things. Where you are aware of it, let go. We talked about, is it possible to forgive and forget? Now, I didn't even, because it was an accusation that in my heart was unfounded, that didn't make it less painful for the person who felt I had hurt them. From their perspective, they were deeply hurt by me, but I wasn't even aware of it. And to cap it all, it had been such a long period. So this person had held this offense and had probably lost some peace over it, lost some sleep over it, because the conversation intimated to it.
Maybe
and so
not.
I apologize for the fact that you had to go through this whilst I was unaware. And as I hung up, and to close very briefly, I didn't say let's pray, but I said, I pray that you can find it in your heart to believe what I'm saying to you. And I pray that you'll find it in your heart moving forward to release me and release yourself from the situation. And it was such a tiny thing, honestly, from what they said. But again, to me, it was tiny. To them, it wasn't. Do you see what I mean? So choose reconciliation. As I cried on that phone, as this accusation was levied on me, my next inclination was reconciliation. And that's why I had to dig deep to close the conversation with that, what was somewhat of a prayer for both of us.
Okay.
Not retaliation. We're going to close on this. Choose reconciliation and not retaliation. I could have very easily said, are you crazy? What the dickens are you talking about? But that wouldn't have gotten anywhere. To live for us is in Christ. We are the light. So if somebody came to me and, you know, in that moment, I'm looking to shine the light. in that situation. Approach the conflict with the mindset of reconciliation. We had 3 episodes on mindset. Forward mindset, growth mindset will think of reconciliation. Not punishment, not revenge. Ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want peace? I'll close up with this one. Colossians 3:13 says, bear with each other and forgive one another of if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. It's a good place to end.
Yes, because we are fresh,
town.
really out of time.
I'm sorry.
Really out of time. That's going to cause some conflict.
Who's the one digressing?
No, I didn't digress for that amount of time. I only did small digressions on the road to the truth.
People of the What's on Your Mind family, I hope today hasn't been too boring. I hope it hasn't been too deep for you to muster. We hope that if you're in a situation similar to what we've touched on today, that you will pause for reconciliation. Now, there are situations that I hear you say, can they be reconciled? We'll touch on that next week. Can all conflicts be reconciled? We will go there next week.
Shout outs, please.
Shout out. Ooh, first and foremost to the godmother with the mostest. She is, I wish I had a picture of her. Honestly, she is gorgeous. My godmother is gorgeous. She's elegant. She's statuesque. Happy birthday, Auntie. Thank you for all your prayers.
Happy birthday, Auntie.
Hope you had a good birthday away trip. And I'm looking forward to all the pictures and all the updates. Thank you so much, Obs and Samantha, for logging in with Mummy. And thank you I hope you'll continue moving forward to watch the show, even not with her, maybe on your own. Thank you so much. All the birthdays. Now we've got Mrs. London, Favor London, one of our regulars. Happy birthday. Yes.
Dr. Teresa Jordan, it's her birthday as well from Praise Factor Awards. Just going out there to Mr. Amoy Brooks as well. It was your birthday too.
Mrs. Funke Adeaga of Jesus House. Auntie, how are you doing? Happy birthday. Who else? Get well wishes going out to everyone. Mommy S. Remember her? My colleague's mom, who I said to you has, she's been doing well. Miss V, thank you for continuing to love on her, to look after her, and just, again, that's a case of love fostering health. Well done. Shout out to all of you and the family. Hope you're all listening today. And to every other person who's under the weather out there, get well soon. Please get well soon. All the vitamins, sage, mint, all of it. Go for it. All right. Ginger, all of it. If you're a regular listener of the show, all the antioxidants that will keep you boosted. DJ Val, who else?
That's it from me. We are out of time. We have to go.
May the good Lord keep you
and bless you.
May He bless you. May He strengthen and foster unity in your hearts first, in your homes, and hopefully it will emanate into our communities. Be the light that you want to see. Do not render evil for evil, as we say weekly, but do indeed be the light that you want to be. We love you. God bless you.
Adios. What's on your mind? Theme song by
What's on your mind? Let's talk it out.
What's on your mind? Let's talk it out. With Olive and Val, there's never a doubt. Morning vibes that feel so fine. Tune in now, it's breakfast time.